What's going on there, Workforce? Chris here with Work to Game, and this is going to be that kind of 201, how to start power leveling and optimizing exactly what your team is doing for you in the new Pokemon Quest game. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your expedition screen. Now, if you see here, you get to these final zones, they get really big on the power. And so the question is, how do I get to these faster? And so odds are, if you're starting to run into trouble, you're not totally progressing through the zones as fast as you could be. And so if we kind of open up one of these, you'll notice that there's a bonus type water. And so if we were having trouble getting past Belly Button Cave, if we were just struggling to kind of push through the levels and get all the way to the boss and clear it to get that statue, we need to optimize our team for this zone. So let's go ahead and optimize one for Belly Button Cave. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up your team. And this is much easier if you're using the touchscreen on the Switch instead of the controller here. And you're going to want to hit this button down here to kind of return everything. And then you're going to want to manually return these. This just makes it easier to kind of focus on everything being clear. So we've done Electabuzz. Let's do Onix next. And we just return everything. He doesn't have any of the zones modifying his abilities up there. And then last, let's do Abra. I'm just kind of, this is one of my leveling teams. And so we'll talk a little bit about how I build a team, what the team needs to be built for, and kind of how I'm optimizing to push through the zones that I'm currently struggling with. And so if we go back, so now that we have everything emptied, we're going to want to go ahead and we're going to want to add different members to our team to optimize for water. And so if we kind of open up our Pokedex here, this is where you're going to find out what types everything is. Now, if you just have the initial 150 memorized because you're a true Pokemon fan, then this is probably really easy for you. But if we open up Pidgey, you see normal and flying. Now, they do have these color-coded, but the colors can be kind of hard to see. And so if we jump over to like Golbat, it's flying and poison. Okay, well that makes sense. Purple's very different than white. But when we jump to Psyduck, for example, water is just a slightly different blue than flying, and depending on kind of your screen and everything like that, that may or may not be easy to see. And so you do have to just kind of know. Now, if we jump back into our edit team screen, the thing I'm looking for when I build a team, so we're building a water team here, is I'm going to look for something melee, something ranged, and something of the bonus type. That's kind of my basic. Now, it would be awesome if I had a melee and a ranged also of the bonus type, but you want one always of the bonus type, the highest level you have. This isn't a time to play favorites or anything like that. We can power level them later because those statues make the power leveling much easier. That being said, there are a handful of things like Coughing here that I really didn't feel did a lot of punch even for his level, and so if you find that there are Pokemon that are not effective for you, even if it's the right type, you can skip over them and you can jump to maybe the next one down that's the right type. So that is my team. Now what that's going to do is if we jump back out and we go over to the zone that we said we were struggling with, Belly Button Cave, you're seeing that you're now getting a bonus. And so that bonus is everything. That bonus is what's going to allow you to push. We have a team of 1823 and a bonus of 141. That is without any stones on them. What this bonus is it's multiplying Psyduck's stats. So let's open up Psyduck, and because Psyduck is where we're picking up our bonus, we want Psyduck to have the most stats possible. So let's hit auto set, and because everything is off of Pokemon, it's going to grab nothing but my best for every slot. Now it's not going to fill out the ones for the skills because it doesn't assume that it knows. And so I really like Whirlpool, but I wish that Whirlpool had a bigger range because instead of 2 little fountains, it's going to be 4. And then actually this one over here, let's just go ahead and grab one of these purples again. And that's great. Now, the next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to build out my tank. And so if we jump over to Graveler, this is the guy that's going to stand in front of Psyduck to keep him from dying. And so if we sort these, HP, we want this guy to have access to the best tanking possible. And then we're going to go to Onix and we're going to put our best attack possible. And then we're going to come back and we're going to fill this guy in with whatever is left. So let's meet back right when we've done that. Now, one of the ways you know if you've done it right is if you sort by the type, if you have attack, is your team should make up all of these uninterrupted. So if you see one that is not assigned to somebody up here, that, for example, we have this here instead, that means that your team is not using the best of the stones you have. Don't necessarily worry about what the stones do for now, just worry about power. We could talk about more advanced max minning and paying attention to which abilities stack with which and which Pokemon are the strongest for which levels and evolving and all of that, but this is just a simple way to push through. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to make sure you get all these stones. This one, for example, is going to make my defensive ability hit my whole party. And then we're going to jump back over to Onyx, who has this huge stone that he throws at everybody, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to lower the cooldown on that twice, because that's what I have the current stones to do. And so if we grab these power charms here, these big stones, whatever they want to call them, that is my optimal team. And so if we back out, we can now go back over to there, and you're going to see that that bonus has gone way up. So if we go over to belly button, because that's what we've been building for, now our power is 6246, so we could destroy this with just our raw team. But what's really awesome is that we pushed that bonus up to almost 1,000, which means if this was, for example, down at like 4,500, because of the bonus, we would actually still be able to take this boss on. And so that's how you build out a team. And the goal is to progress through these as fast as possible. And so you push through these, because each one of these zones, when you fully clear the boss, is going to give you a statue that you can use that will benefit your guys and give them that higher power level. I'm sure you've seen those by now. And so what you actually want to do is sometimes you're going to get stuck on a zone. Like I cannot seem to get past 10,800 when it comes to rock type, because I'm just not there yet, and that's okay. Well, the thing is, you want to farm at the highest power level possible, because that's going to help determine which stones drop. So if I had the choice between farming here with a psychic built team at 8,600, or I could come over to my rock type and I could grab something way out here at 8,200, or say I could do this 10,000 but not the 12,000. It would be better to do the 10,000 than do the 8,600 over and over and over while I farm up stones and I wait for my cooking to finish to possibly farm up new Pokemon. So really the goal is to push through as many of the zones as possible and get these stones here, because these stones allow you to power level Pokemon so that down the road I can actually go level the Pokemon I want and maybe evolve some of those that are probably less effective because they haven't evolved yet. And so that is a simple, in a nutshell, way to break down this guide. So that's really it. You just need to keep pushing your power level and taking advantage of that bonus to push to the highest level possible, clear through those as fast as possible so that you have that bonus not only helping your alternative Pokemon leveling up to level 5 and 10, but 20 and 25, so that you can push everybody up and try to collect all 150. Now there are some advanced things when you start to talk about which abilities, and when you start to talk about training, and when you start to talk about, okay, if I don't have the bonus Pokemon, are there other types that I shouldn't use? For example, if I'm going against a fire level and water has the bonus, well, your tank and your DPS could really be anything but grass if you don't have water available. And so this is based a lot on red and blue. So if you're having questions about things like, well, when is my Pokemon going to evolve and things like that, until this game becomes better documented, I would look at when did that Pokemon evolve in red and blue? What triggered that evolution then? And so I would look to those mechanics and see that this is just going to be a simplistic kind of translated version of that. And so hopefully this is really helpful and helps you push through the base game. If they add future zones down the line, if they add support for more than just 150 base Pokemon, this is going to tell you how to power level those, how to get through those levels, and how to go ahead and turn these recipes over as quickly and easily as possible. This has been Chris with Work to Game. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Hoping you're having a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later.
Hey guys, it's me. Thanks so much for watching this video, and we hope to see you on our next.
Is there anywhere you think they could see us in the meantime?
Well, right now you probably can catch us out on Twitch. We usually stream quite a lot. So the link is in the description below for our Twitch page. And if you guys want to support us and you like what we do here on YouTube, you can actually support us for free by using your Twitch Prime sub if you're Amazon Prime.